Good morning, this is lesson 12 of Eureka Math Module 5, and we're working on clocks. And yesterday we talked about when the long hand or the minute hand is all the way around to the 6, you can say that is either half past, or you could say like 11:30. So this clock says with the hour hand just a little bit past the 11:30 or half past 11. Clock B has the hour hand just past the 10, so it's 10:30 or half past 10. The question says clock blank shows half past 11. So which clock shows half past 11 or 11:30? Good, clock A. Oops, my pencil's broken. Get a different one. Okay, number 2. We're looking at both clocks. The hour hand is pointing at the 2, or just past the 2, and the minute hand is on the 6. So we know it's 2:30 or half past 2, because the minute hand has gone halfway around the clock. This one has the hour hand pointing just past the 12. So this is 12:30 or half past 12. The question reads, clock blank shows half past 2. So which clock shows half past 2 or 2:30? Good, clock A. The next one shows, clock A shows the minute hand at the 12, so we know that means o'clock. And the hour hand is at the 6, so it would be 6 o'clock. Now both hands are pointed at the 12. That means the hour hand is pointing at the 12, so it's 12. And the minute hand is pointing at the 12, so that means 12 o'clock. The question reads, clock blank shows 6 o'clock. Fill in the blanks. Good. It's clock A. The next one has the minute hands on the 6, so that means they're going to be 30 or half past. The clock A has the hour hand just past the 8, so we know this means 8:30 or half past 8. Clock B has the hour hand just past the 9, so it's 9:30 or half past 9. The question says, clock blank shows 9:30. Which clock shows 9:30, A or B? Good, clock B shows 9:30. The last one on this page, we have the hour hand just past the 7, and the minute hand is pointing at the 6. So we know that is half past 7 or 7:30. Clock B has the hour hand just past the 6, and the minute hand is pointing at the 6. So we know that is 6:30 or half past 6. The question reads, clock blank shows half past 6. Which clock shows half past 6 or 6:30? Good, clock B shows half past 6. Turn to the next page. We're going to be matching clocks, and we're still talking about using the half past, which means like 7:30 or something like that. And when the minute hand goes all the way around to the 6, that means half past. But the first clock doesn't have that. The first clock has the minute hand pointing at the 12. So this says the hour hand is at 7 and the minute hand is at 12. So that means it is 7 o'clock. Look in the middle and see if you can find 7 o'clock and draw a line to it. Good job. The next one has the hour hand just past the 5 and the minute hand on the 6, so we know it is 5:30 or half past 5. Can you find half past 5 on this side? Good job. There's half past 5. The next one has the hour hand at just past the 1 and the minute hand on the 6, so we know it is 1:30 or half past 1. Let's look over here. Do you see half past 1? Good job. The next one shows the hour hand just past the 7. The minute hand is on the 6, so it's 7:30 or half past 7. Draw a line to half past 7. Good job. So on this side it says 7:30. What does 7:30 look like? It also says half past 7. That's another way of saying it. 7 o'clock. Good job. 5:30 or half past 5. Good job. And 1:30 or half past 1. My dog one's outside. I'm going to have to get up and let him out in a second. Draw the minute and hour hands on the clock. The hour hand is the short hand. The minute hand is the long hand. When we're drawing 3:30, we're going to point to the 3 for the short hand, and the long hand will point to the 6. 8:30, the short hand points to the 8, and the long hand points to the 6. If it says 11 o'clock, our long hand points to which number? Good, it points to the 12, and our short hand points to 11. 6 o'clock, I need my long hand to point at what number? The o'clock number is always 12, good job. And my hour hand will point to the 6, good job. Now we're doing 4:30, so we know that the minute hand or the long hand has to go all the way around to the 6, and my hour hand will point to the 4. Good job. Oops, let me erase that, make it just a little bit more clear. 4. The last one says 12:30, so my minute hand is the long hand, and it's going to go all the way around to 30. And there's my long hand. And what is my hour hand pointing to? Good, to the 12. 12:30. On your homework page of lesson 12, you're going to continue to do the same thing. You're going to write the time shown on the clock or draw the missing hand. Sometimes they gave you one hand and you have to draw the other one. So it doesn't look too tricky. Let me see the back page for you. Match the pictures with the clocks. That looks like soccer practice. Does that look like soccer practice? And brushing your teeth and washing the dishes and eating dinner and taking the bus home and doing your homework. What time would you do those things? I'm going to turn the page back over. And let's draw 10 o'clock. The short hand or the hour hand will be pointed to what time? The 10. And the long hand or the minute hand will be pointing to what we need to do for o'clock. Good, it'll be the 12. If we're going to say half past 10 o'clock, the short hand or the hour hand is already there. We need to draw the long minute hand. So we start up here and we go all the way around to half past, and that's where our long one goes. Here that says 8 o'clock. The long hand is on the 12. So that's our minute hand, that's our o'clock. Where is our short hand or our hour hand going to point to? Good, it points to the 8. What time does this clock say? The hour hand is just past the 6, and the minute hand is all the way around on the 6. So we're going to call this 6:30. We could also say half past 6. This time we're going to write 3 o'clock. If we're writing o'clock, our long hand goes on the 12, and the 3 is our hour hand, which is the short hand. So we're going to make it look like that. Half past 3 o'clock. They already drew the hour hand for us, so now we need the minute hand, and if it's half past, we have to go all the way down to the 6 and draw that line. This time the hour hand is pointing to the 2 and the minute hand is pointing to the 12. We know that when the minute hand points to the 12, it means o'clock. So we have 2 o'clock. Hold on, I'm gonna get up for a minute. Sorry guys, I'm just gonna let my dog outside. Otherwise I'll have an accident I have to clean up when my lesson is over. I apologize for that. Back to it, number 8. We're going to draw hands for half past 6 o'clock. What's another way of saying half past? Right, you say 6:30. So our hour hand will be pointing to the 6. Oops, I made that a little long for an hour hand. Our hour hand, well, actually it'll just move just a tiny bit, and then our minute hand is right there. They're both kind of pointing at the 6. Half past 9 o'clock, and they've already done the short hand for us, which is the hour hand, so we need to go half past, and we're going to write the long hand pointing at the 6. 4 o'clock, we know that the o'clock means that our minute hand will be pointing at the 12, which is our long hand, and where will our hour hand point? The short one will point at the 4. Good. Turn the paper over, we can do the other side. We have match the pictures with the clocks. Soccer practice is at 3:30. Can you find the clock that has 3:30? We know that the long hand has to be pointing at the 6, and the short hand will point just past the 3. So find the clock that looks like that and draw a line. This little girl brushes her teeth at 7:30. We need to find where the hour hand is just past the 7 and the minute hand is pointing at the 6. Good. 7:30, way down there. She washes dishes at 6 o'clock. So if it's o'clock, the minute hand will be pointing at the 12 and the hour hand or the short hand will point at the 6. Do you see it? Go ahead and make your line. They eat dinner at 5:30. So this time we're eating dinner at 5:30. That means our minute hand points at the 6 and our short hand or our hour hand will point just past the 5 for 5:30. Good. They take the bus home at 4:30. That seems kind of late, huh? We know that 30 means the minute hand, the long hand will point at the 6, and the hour hand will point just past the 4, and that will be 4:30. Homework, half past 6 o'clock. What's another way of saying half past 6 o'clock? Good, 6:30. So just draw a line to the 6:30, and you are all finished with lesson 12. I'm going to post lesson 13 in just a little bit, and then, oh look, there's some marshmallows. That's for one of our STEM projects next week. Hope you're looking forward to next week.